Hello, everyone, and welcome to WWH News Report, episode number 2. This week we'll be talking about Showdown, results, and demolition, and also Road to WrestleMania, as far as updates go and such. Also, we'll be talking a little bit of what changes are happening to WWH, a couple of departures, and, let's get right down to it. First off, we would like to wish Ashley Renee, JV, or Johnny V, luck, as they formally retired from, or basically, I guess you could say retired from WWH. So we wish them luck in their future, and hopefully they'll come out of retirement one of these days and, return. But for now, they're going to do their own thing, and, we'll just keep moving forward. Second, let's go with Showdown. We'll talk about the Super Showdown card, and then we'll discuss the results from last week. First off, we have match 1. It's Levinator versus Rage versus John Blade. Levinator's been kind of on a losing streak lately. He's been not himself ever since last week. Seems that Bullet Club are getting to him, and overall, his mind is just not there, it seems. So it'll be interesting to see if John Blade or Rage will get the win out of this. A couple of people are saying this could be John Blade's week. Others will say not. We don't know for sure. Match 2 is Scotty Beast versus Devin Copeland. It's the same thing with Devin Copeland as far as with Levinator and him, as far as not being all there. He too is being in a little losing streak lately. So we will see if this week he'll bounce back. But Scotty Beast, he's been doing very well on Demolition, so we will see what happens for this match. Also, let me remind everyone that this is a special Showdown versus Demolition edition, because this week is pay-per-view week. We will be at Road to WrestleMania in Denver, Colorado, so make sure to check that out and buy your tickets while they still are there. As far as I know, there's maybe 50 tickets left. It's the cheap seats, but they're still really good, and I suggest you get them while you still can. Match 3, we have Sabrina Bow, I believe that's how you say her name, Bow, going against Alicia Hicks versus Lacey Von Erich. 2 debuts, I believe, and you have a little veteran experience in Alicia Hicks. I know, surprising. And it'll be interesting to see how Sabrina wrestles, as well as Lacey. I'd say this will be a good match to boot. Match 4, it's Luvia Luna versus Chris Orton. Chris Orton has a lot to prove. He was in a downward spiral for a bit, but I think this week will be his week. Luvia she's now fully recovered after the attacks of Xavier, so everything should be good to go on her part. Match 5, it's a pretty big match for Carmella, as she's facing Phantom with Blackout in his corner. This Carmella's been asking for tougher matches because she feels that she's been winning easy matches. So Riley basically said, "Okay, here you go. It's Phantom, and good luck." It's very understandable that Carmella wants bigger challenges, but I don't know if she'll be able to pull out the win on this one. Phantom's a very strong dude, and with Blackout in his corner, it could get interesting. And finally, the main event for this week on Showdown is Soraya Waters versus Red Dragon. Soraya's been doing pretty well. She got the win last week, and now she's showing what she can do as moving forward, showing that she could be a top threat in WWH. So this will be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Red Dragon, he's somewhat on a slump, but he's technically 1-1 in WWH now, since he returned. So he's basically evened out. So we'll see what happens this week. Will it make 2-1 or 1-2? Who knows? Scheduled to appear is Ace Michaels, Lisa Marie Ashton, Naomi Martin, Jake Orton, Chris Matthews, and AJ Styles. Let's go over the results real quick for last week. Here we go. Lance Adams defeated Kobe Ryan. I was about to say Ryan, but it's Ryan. Um, he's Lance and Jacob are part of the Soulless Kingdom, and Dead Skull's their leader. And lately, they've been making a name for themselves. They've been trying to threaten me and Riley and the other GMs, saying like, we want this, we want that, but we don't really care like as much, or we kind of care because they're trying to make a name for themselves, but them causing a lot of damage, it's starting to get a little annoying. So I'll say that. Last week the show started off with Lisa Marie, I believe, introducing herself, and or was that on Demolition? I'm getting a little confused on the two, but match 2 was Soraya Waters and Naomi Martin versus Marius and Equinox. This was Marius's last match. Soraya and Naomi got the win, and now since she impressed Riley and the other GMs, Naomi is at the pay-per-view going against tag titles. So that's a big coup for her. And her partner is none other than CM Punk. So that's even a better coup as well, because that means these two have what it takes, and they seem to get along as a team as well. They didn't have any problems once they found out they were teaming up with each other. So we'll see how they do against Bullet Club. Equinox, it feels like he's now starting to get remotivated again, because even though he lost, he's now seeing the bigger picture, and he's now having goals in his mind. So I say something good's gonna happen at the pay-per-view. Also, um, the next match after that was Levenator versus Jacob Cass. This one was a big debut for the Soulless Kingdom, so to speak. You're going against Levenator, who's a Hall of Heroes, who was part of the World Tag Team Champions, and it's a big name. So him getting the win last week, also because Tio was kind of in Lemonator's head as well as Johnny V's. It just wasn't, it wasn't mentally good for them. After that, Jake Orton defeated Johnny V with the help of the Soulless Kingdom and Tio. But what happened was Soulless Kingdom and Tio attacked Levenator outside, which distracted Johnny V, and Jake Orton just got the win right then and there. And now Bullet Club is like on cloud 9 basically. So the next match after that was Ryan Payne, Finn Balor going against Damage and Ash Renee. This was a really good match, but in the end, Ryan Payne hit the hollow point and then tagged in Finn Balor, going for the coup de grace, and that got them the win. And now Damage is not happy. This was Ashley Renee's last match as well. So Ryan basically sent her packing, and she vacated the international title. So Ryan Payne will now be facing Jacob Cass for the international title at Road to WrestleMania. So that was in itself a big match that was just made. Those two have history, and it'll be very interesting to see what goes on from here on out. And finally, the main event, it was Randy Fields on commentary, and he really kept himself together from what I've seen. He did distract Nick at times, but in the end, Nick got the win over Xavier. And at the same time, he locked in the Helix and just looked at Fields as he was making Xavier tap out. However, after the match, there were a stare down between the two. I think at WrestleMania 8, these two are just gonna go all out. Like they're no special entrances or anything. These two are just looking for a fight, and I get that, and that's just money to be made right there. Uh, I just hope that these two will make it to WrestleMania in one piece, since we still have another month to go, and the pay per view for Road to WrestleMania is here, and we'll discuss Road to WrestleMania in just a little bit. Um, it is taking place, like I said, in Denver, Colorado. Um, it is also happening in the Pepsi Center. It's happening this Sunday. Tickets are still available, but it's almost basically sold out. The cheap seats are the only ones that are available now, and they're like $30. So go for it. I mean, have fun. You're gonna really like it, and it shows what WWH is all about. We're doing our best to make the best product out there, and we hold nothing back. So let's just quickly go over the card and see what could happen at Road to WrestleMania. So the first match is the Bombshells Championship, and it's a fatal four-way ladder match. And it's Morgan McGinn versus Bailey versus Lacey Vicious. That's a weird name to say, honestly. Versus Latoya Hicks. These four are going to really show what the Bombshells division is all about. Three of them had to earn it, and Morgan is the champion. So the odds are against Morgan, but she seems very confident she's going to walk out as champion. The second match is the Hardcore Championship, and that's Caleb Foster versus Brady. Brady has really earned this shot. He's been on a roll. Granted, he lost, I believe, either last week or the week before on Demolition, and that was only one misstep, but he hasn't stopped since. And I think this time he could possibly bring down the Hardcore Champion and maybe make it a triple threat at WrestleMania between him, Caleb, and Blackout. That's a strong match right there, and things are going to be very interesting. I will say that. Match 3 is a special tag match between Finn Balor and Equinox going against Lance Adams and Damage. Finn Balor and Equinox are basically two very good high flyers, and it made a lot of sense that these two teamed up. It seems like these two are also hinting at going after the world tag titles as well. Meanwhile, Lance Adams has been on a little mini. Maybe he's done. Well, he did lose the week before, but he did win this week, so he's doing very well. He could do better, as some would say. Damage, he's been on a downward spiral because Finn Balor just keeps interrupting, getting in there, and basically being thorn on his side. So I think this pay-per-view will finally show what's going to happen between Finn and Damage, and possibly show what a great team Finn and Equinox is. But you also have to throw in that wild card of, will Jacob Cass interfere, since Lance Adams is there? Will the Soulless Kingdom be interfering as well, since they too were hinting at going after the tag titles? It's an interesting feat of events going on with the tag titles now that they're vacated. Match 4 is the World Tag Team Championship, and it's CM Punk and Naomi Martin versus Bullet Club with Jake and Tio. This is very, very interesting because now that the tag titles have been vacated, CM Punk and Naomi Martin have been on a winning streak. And even though CM Punk lost, I believe, last week, he still has proven that he's a very good wrestler, that he's a threat. And Naomi Martin, she got the win last week, and thus proven that she too could be a threat. So these two teaming together, like I said, they haven't had any problems. It'll be very good to see this team going against Bullet Club. And Jake's been hinting that he might have a new member added to Bullet Club. He hasn't really given any information or hints or anything of that sort. So we will see what happens with that. Match 5 is the International Championship match between Jacob Cass and Ryan Payne. Ryan Payne was given a shot at this because he basically snapped, went after Ashley Renee, showed that he wanted that international title more than anything, and even to the point to where he basically sent her packing. It's either we don't know what's going on with that, but as soon as that title was vacated, Jacob Kaz rose to the occasion, and said, "I want an international title match." And Riley said, "Okay." And here you go to prove yourself. And these two have history. If you remember, they faced each other before in that Detroit street fight, and Ryan Payne got the win. Even though there was interference, but he still got the win. So we will see if Soulless Kingdom will even try to do anything, but far as I know, they already have bigger fish to fry than trying to interfere and helping out Jacob, because it seems Jacob can handle it on his own. So we'll see about that. And finally, the main event is an Iron Man match between Nick Sanderson and Chris Matthews. These two have been building it up very well, even though Nick Sanderson's been somewhat distracted with Randy Fields, but these two really want to show that they basically want to prove that they're the best wrestler. And what better way than to do a 60-minute Iron Man match? Now, as the rule states, whoever gets the most pins within 60 minutes wins. So this will be very interesting to see. I would like to actually hear your thoughts on who's going to be the winner of this, and give a score, perhaps. Just to kind of, is it going to be 3-2, 2-1, 5-4, 3-0? Just go all out with it. And scheduled to appear is the world champion Randy Fields, Blackout. Also, Lance Adams and Jacob Cass asked for time, as well as Juniper Stevens. So I will say that a lot of changes were made. I know that since the retirement of Ashley and JB, a lot of talent are now starting to rise up. Bigger opportunities are coming. So I am looking forward to seeing which talent stands out. And we still have a lot of building up to WrestleMania 8. So any talent that's listening, stand out, do your best, and if you impress us enough, then you will possibly be on that card for WrestleMania 8, or even a potential, title shot in the future. So, do whatever it takes, but not to the point to where you're critically injuring someone, because that'll be bad, So, as far as Demolition goes, Demolition's last episode was yesterday. Demolition is merging with Showdown, since both rosters are now coming together, because I feel that as much as we've had two shows, I feel that the quality of having two shows is a little bad, and I want to concentrate on one show and showcase everybody to the best of their abilities. So I think having just one show and just concentrate on them and just going all out with that one product is better than having two products and half-assing it. And it's a good business plan, and that's what I originally wanted to do with Showdown. I didn't want to bring Demolition just yet until we knew we had the roster size, which we do, but in the end, it was more of, it was a little iffy. So that's where that's at right now. Will Demolition be back? Perhaps. Or will I bring in Inner Circle in the future? Perhaps. Maybe. Depends on how my mood is at that time. So that's basically it for the news report. Make sure to follow us, add us, subscribe to us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at WWH Fed. Thank you for listening to the news report. There will be more of this coming. I know this was a big delay. Apologies on that. But more will be coming. And make sure to wait, as an interview video will be coming out. and also a quick demolition recap. I believe it will be coming out too, to kind of talk about the last episode of Demolition and where all the talent, as far as who's the best in there, at least in my view or even some of the GM's view, we'll do like a quick recap. Um, like I said, thank you for listening and have a good night, and we will see you on the pay-per-view. Have a good one, YouTube.